I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Adrian Newbill.
My name is Natasha.
I'm Evelyn Rossolo.
My name is Barrett Lee.
My name is Rahul.
My name is Martin Griffin.
My name is Janet.
My name is Tiffany.
Well, I've always been obsessed with space. Ever since I was really little, I've wanted to be an astronaut. Now that I'm older, I just want to explore space. And so aerospace engineering seemed like the best way to get into that.
So computer engineering was the only major that offered cybersecurity at this point. They did just add it to computer science, so it's kind of up in the air whether or not I'm going to switch to computer science now that they have it, because I'm not as great at the circuitry stuff.
So back in high school, I was kind of confused as to what I wanted to do for my career. I actually had a conversation with my dad. I said, I don't know what I want to major in. Can you guide me a little bit? And he said, start looking into chemistry, but also look into chemical engineering because their salaries are a little bit better than chemistry.
I was initially going to be a physics major right out of high school because I had very high ambitions for myself. But then I took a gap year because of COVID. And that's when I got into research and design. I was looking into majors and I saw computational media at Georgia Tech. And I knew that I could do it without having to double major like CS in design or CS in something else. It was a good balance too, because my dad was just like, you have to do STEM, you have to do computer science. So I could convince him that this was computer science adjacent.
The way I like to describe myself is like a nerd in every sense of the word. Honestly, a lot of the things that got me into cybersecurity was like media. A movie that I watched a long time ago about Edward Snowden. He was like a whistleblower for the NSA. There was a video game I used to play called Watch Dogs. That's like a whole series now that was amazing. And the idea of like being able to change traffic lights from your phone or wirelessly hack a drone midair or something has always been really cool to me.
Yeah, so I'm looking more at the research side now, maybe mastering in physics so that I could go into the research side. I originally chose the engineering side of it because I was really good at math in high school and everyone was like, you're just engineering, so it was just kind of what I was supposed to do.
If I had to choose between computer science and something, I would still pick computer science because I want a job. And also I do enjoy software engineering, coding. I don't know what the industry would look like for software engineering. I don't know if I would particularly enjoy that. But I do enjoy coding and learning something new. I really like doing hackathons. But I, again, don't know if I'd do that as a career.
Through my whole life, when I was considering what I would study and what my career would be, money was definitely in the back of my mind. I think I, at one point, thought about being a professional dancer or something like that, but I found out how much they make, so I decided not to do that and keep it as a hobby.
My story behind choosing CS is a pretty long one. So in middle school, I first got my exposure to quantum mechanics, and for whatever reason, I was really fascinated by theoretical physics. And then after a while, I started to realize that I actually preferred the math a lot more than I did physics. So then at the beginning of high school, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a math major, and I'm going to try and go into academia and be a really good mathematician and stuff. After I looked into it more, I realized the math major, or just the mathematics field is very saturated in academia right now. And it'd be tough to get a job, and I'd be serving burgers and fries at McDonald's if I didn't really work extremely hard. Then I started to look at other applied math options, and AI was becoming a big thing. I was like, a CS major could work pretty well. And then if for whatever reason I couldn't make it in academia, I still kind of had a backup option. The CS industry is very prolific right now. So yeah.
I knew I was interested in engineering in high school, so I ended up going into a research program at my local university up in North Carolina. And I liked my research there, so I initially applied to tech as an electrical engineer. I did like some of the content, but I didn't like other parts, and I did a lot of research on all the majors at tech and ended up switching to industrial engineering. I missed some of the content in electrical engineering and liked some of the additional coding content that was in industrial engineering, but didn't like the manufacturing aspect. I ended up switching to computer engineering as like a best of both worlds, and I like where I am now, and it's been too long, so I'll stay with that.
So originally I was pre-med. I wanted to be a neurologist, but that's was my initial goal. I've actually had some career changes. I guess I worked as a medical assistant for about a year. I'm not sure if it was the pace of medicine or the office environment worked with a clinical lens. I guess I wasn't really a fan of that, and I didn't really like people being exploited. I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, so I still like the brain. I think science is cool, so what else can I do with that? And that's kind of how now I'm on the grad school track, which is just, it's different. I'll be research oriented.
Staring at a computer screen all day for the rest of my life is something that I've had to debate about a lot, because that's what I would be doing. And I think I honestly still would stick with it. I'd consider myself more introverted. It's better than me having to be on sales trying to sell something and talking to people every morning.
I like to sing. I like music. I play piano. But I was never I feel like when it came to singing and stuff, because I'm a pretty good singer, but I was just below the line of where I would need to be to do it for a living. I was never the best. I was just good.
Well, if I didn't have to worry about money at all and everything was taken care of, my friends and I have discussed this. We would want to start a cafe. I quite enjoy cafes. I've recently gotten into cooking, but I cannot make coffee or tea to save my life, which is easy because it's leaves and water, so I don't really know where I'm messing things up. But I do like going to cafes. It's really nice when so many people are coming together, they're just sitting, doing their own thing. Sometimes people will come with friends and they'll start talking. People will make friends. I think it's something about the ambience of the place where people just want to talk or study. I think it's really cool. I also love people watching. So I think if I had my own cafe, I just sit at the counter and look at people.
There is a very clear difference between people who are really passionate about CS and people who are kind of they like CS for certain aspects, but they also like other things. And I feel like they shouldn't be too afraid of pushing into those other spheres.
I definitely still see myself in the STEM field. I probably would have gone down the math major route, no questions asked, because then I feel like job security would be less of a thing to worry about, and I'd be able to focus more on just doing the math rather than having to think about, okay, will I get a job, or will I be able to pay my bills once I do graduate and become some assistant professor or something.